didn't miss the drop. The drop was never meant for you. Not you, specifically. Not anyone, specifically. That's the part nobody tells you. 11 seconds. That's how long it took for the last release to sell out. Completely. You refreshed the page. Your hands were actually shaking. And then, gone. And in that exact moment, something happened inside your brain that had nothing to do with clothing. You felt like a loser. Not because you are one, because a company spent 30 years engineering that precise feeling on purpose. Today, we're going inside the most calculated psychological operation in streetwear history. By the end of this video, you will never look at a red box logo the same way again. This is Market Memories. Let's begin. It's 1994, Lafayette Street, New York City. A British guy named James Jebbia opens a tiny skate shop. No ad campaign, no grand plan, barely any money. Just an empty room, a few boards, and enough space for kids to actually skate inside while they browsed. Here's the detail that changes everything. The staff didn't care if you bought anything. They wouldn't help you, wouldn't smile at you, wouldn't even really look at you. And customers kept coming back anyway. Why would anyone return to a store that treats them like they don't matter? Because Jebbia had stumbled onto something most marketers spend entire careers chasing. When a room acts like it doesn't need you, your brain doesn't walk away. It gets obsessed with earning its way in. He didn't build a store. He built a velvet rope with no bouncer, no list, and no clear way to get past it. And that turned out to be the most addictive part of the whole thing. Then came the logo. Red rectangle, white text, bold, almost insultingly simple. Here's what most people don't know. Jebbia didn't invent that look. He borrowed it, almost exactly, from an artist named Barbara Kruger, an American artist who used that identical red and white style to mock consumer culture, to call out brands for manipulating people. Read that again. A brand used an anti-consumerism artwork to build one of the most manipulative consumer machines on the planet. And the genius part? The logo says nothing. No crest, no heritage story, no symbol of luxury, just a word. Supreme. Which means your brain is forced to fill in the blank. And Jebbia was about to decide, very deliberately, exactly what filled that blank. Every Thursday, 11 a.m., for 30 straight years. Not a collection, not a season, a drop. Small batch, never restocked, gone forever once it sells. People started camping outside on Wednesday nights, in New York winters, in freezing rain, sleeping on concrete for a t-shirt. Not because the t-shirt was extraordinary, because the suffering itself became the point. There's a name for this in psychology: effort justification. The harder something is to get, the more your brain insists it has to be worth it. Otherwise, why would you go through all that pain for nothing? Supreme didn't sell you a hoodie on Thursday morning. They sold you proof. Proof that you were the kind of person who shows up, who suffers, who wins. And everyone who didn't get one, they just proved, in their own mind, that they weren't that kind of person. That's the trap. And here's exactly how it works, step by step. Step 1. Make something with real limited supply. Step 2. Make getting it just hard enough that most people fail. Step 3. Let everyone watch everyone else fail, in public, in real time. Step 4. Let the winners feel like they've joined something most people never will. Step 5. Watch the losers come back next Thursday and try again. This is social identity theory in its purest form. We don't just want products, we want proof of which group we belong to. And Supreme built the most seductive group imaginable. Rebellious enough to feel real, exclusive enough to feel elite, and just accessible enough that you always believed, maybe, just maybe, you could still get in. That belief is the cruelest part of the entire machine. Supreme never fully closed the door. They left it cracked, just wide enough so you'd never stop hoping, never stop trying, never stop coming back. That hope, exhausting and endless, is worth more than anything they've ever manufactured. But scarcity alone has a ceiling, so Jebbia made a move nobody in streetwear had ever tried. He started calling icons, not influencers, icons. Lou Reed, Kermit the Frog, Mike Tyson, Lady Gaga. And then, in 2017, he called Louis Vuitton, a skate shop from a side street in Manhattan, sitting at the same table as the single most prestigious fashion house on the planet. Prices for that collaboration hit tens of thousands of dollars. Lines wrapped entire city blocks in Paris, in Tokyo, in New York, all on the same day. But here's what that partnership really did. It sent one message to every single person who already owned Supreme. What you've been wearing this whole time was never just streetwear, it was always luxury. You had taste before the rest of the world caught up. There's a term for this: retrospective validation. It's one of the most powerful feelings a brand can hand you. Not just, you made a good choice. You were right, before anyone else even understood. So, let's be honest with each other for a second. If you've ever bought something from Supreme, ask yourself what you were actually buying. Because in 2016, Supreme sold an actual, literal brick. Red clay, their logo stamped on the side, $30. It sold out in minutes. A brick has no function as a fashion item, none. So what were people actually purchasing? The same thing Rolex figured out almost 100 years earlier. You were never buying a product, you were buying a version of yourself. The version that's fast enough, cool enough, plugged in enough. The version that belongs to something most people never will. Supreme doesn't sell hoodies. Supreme sells the answer to a question that lives quietly in the back of every human brain. Am I enough? Am I someone who matters? And every single Thursday at exactly 11 a.m. for 30 years straight, Supreme has been selling one answer to millions of people at the exact same moment. Yes, or at least you could be, next Thursday. Now, here's what I want you sitting with. If a skate shop on one street in New York built a billion-dollar empire out of making you feel like you weren't enough, and then selling you the escape from that feeling, what do you think every other brand around you, right now, already knows about your psychology that you don't? Because Supreme was never the exception. Supreme was the blueprint. Next week, we're going inside the brand that told a literal billionaire no, and somehow made him want it even more. Subscribe now, because you do not want to miss that one. This is Market Memories, the moves behind global empires.